Start recording also. Not trying to get something together on my computer. It wasn't doing it right, and then Sam came in and asked me if he could print his Vartora, so I'm just running, kind of rushing to get everything done. Well, Michael's doing chauffeur. We need to do that. Give it a shot. Since I'm doing nothing else. Oh, don't worry. It was a last minute addition. I'm holding stuff. Okay. Yeah.
Turn it off.
That was the sermon. The whale sermon.
Nope.
I think we're good. Yes. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. And Shabbat Shalom to those joining us on live stream. Is the feedback too much? I'm getting a lot of feedback myself. Okay. Okay, I'll just hear it, a little echo in my ears. That's okay. We are going to begin tonight, as we are still in the month of Elul, leading up to High Holy Days, with shofar blast and the readings that surround it, beginning on page 89. So I'd like to invite Michael Mann to come up. Near the bottom of 89. Reach deep into the sanctuary of the heart. Reach beyond to the infinite and eternal. Reach deep with every quiet breath. Reach beyond, summoned by the ancient ringing blast of the shofar. And on page 90, number 4, the shofar sounds and I am awake. Shaken out of the days of sleep, I see the truth. The day of judgment approaches. Soon we will stand before the one who can't be flattered or fooled. Soon we will stand in the courtroom of conscience. Soon we will know the joy of beginning again. Come in the middle. Baruch atah Adonai shomei teruah. Blessed are you, Adonai, who hears the sounding of the shofar. Tekiah. Shavarim teruah. Tekiah. Thank you. Very welcome. Thank you. More to come in 2 weeks. And a little bit next week. Back to page 2 for our Shabbat service. And we begin this part of the service with Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid Nefesh Avrahman. Yedid Nefesh Avrahman. Meshach Avdecha. Meshach Elnecha. Meshach Avdecha.
Page 6. We'll read responsive sections. You can read the indented lines, please. Before we slip too quickly into the season of the soul, for the music of creation's majesty, before the feast of sanctified words, before we enter the places of prayer, before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, before the rites and ceremonies of awe, page 8 in the middle of the page, we'll continue with Achad Sha'alti.
Achad Sha'alti me'ed Adonai Otah Vakesh. Achad Sha'alti me'ed Adonai Otah Vakesh. Sheviti b'vet Adonai kol yamei chayei. Lakasut banoam Adonai uvaker b'hechalo. Lakasut banoam Adonai uvaker b'hechalo.
And page 10, continue with lighting of Shabbat candles. I'd like to invite our President and Vice President, Claudia Blackburn and Sherry Casper, to lead us. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Thank you very much. Page 13, continue with Psalm 95, Lechuna Ranana.
Lechuna ranana l'Adonai, Naria letzur yishenu, Nekad mafanav batoda, Bizmerod naria lo.
Page 14, Psalm 96, Shiru Ladonai.
Ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadar, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Kasru Miyom Le'yom Yeshuato, Zapru V'goyim Kevodo, B'kol Hamayim Rifota, Gigadol Adonai, Umulal Norahu, I'll call Elohim, ya ya ya, la 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 la
At the top of page 15 from Psalm 97, Or Zarua.
Or Zarua la Sadiq, Hu Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua la Sadiq, Hu Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua la Sadiq, Hu Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua la Sadiq, Hu Yisrael Simcha.
Page 22. We will join together as we symbolically welcome the Shabbat bride with singing Lecha Dodi. We'll sing all the verses here on this page, and as always, during the final verse, please stand, face the doorway to the sanctuary to symbolically greet the bride. Those who are watching on live stream, feel free to stand and face the doorway to your room as well at that time.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezakor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'yitila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat kala Shabbat lekul v'nelka, Ki makor habracha, Mehirosh mikedem nesucha, Sof maaseh b'machshavat lila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitorori, Kiva ore, Kumi ori, Uri, Shir daberi, Kavod Adonai Elahi nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Mohuiva
בשלום העטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please remain standing as we'll go from Chatzi Kaddish now on page 24, straight into Barchu on page 26.
Yitkada ve'yitkada shemei rabba, be'alma divrach hirute v'yam lik malchute, b'chayechon v'yom echon, uv'kaye deko bet Israel, Bahagala, Bahagala, uvizman kari v'meru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabba mevarach, le'olam u'me'amaya.
Yitbarach.
Yitbarach ve'yishtabach, v'yitpar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitala, shemei dekudashah.
Brichu.
Le'elo minko bekata v'ashir rata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'meru.
Amen.
Baruch et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Page 28. Read together in the middle of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your great name fills the universe with majestic might. Your word creates twilight and dusk. Your wisdom opens the gates of night. Your discernment separates the changing seasons and causes the passage of time. The stars arrayed across the sky reveal your design. You roll out the cycle of darkness and night, shaping day and night. You sweep away day and carry the world into nightfall, setting day apart from nighttime. You are God of all we can perceive and all that is beyond our perception. Living eternal God, be our sovereign to the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. Page 30, we continue with Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam bet Israel, amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, chuchim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, al ken Adonai Eloheinu, b'shokmeinu u'v'kumeinu, nasiach b'kuchecha, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה.
Page 32.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Zchuto Leolam Vaed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, ושרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. I'd like to invite the Elon family to come forward. Lindsay, Ethan, Harrison, Jake, and Ryan. And they are going to lead us in the reading Ve'ahavta for Elul, page 35.
You shall love the ones who are close with all your heart, with all your spirit, with all your strength. Remember these words, inscribe them on your heart. Love them when they struggle, when they sadden and disappoint you. Love them when they fail. See the good within them, even when they can't. Look at them and listen, even when it's hard. Be grateful for their guidance, even their reproof, when they save you from yourself. Love them when they give you joy, and love them when they don't. When you lie down, let go of anger. When you rise up at dawn, begin again. Praise them for their deeds at home. Speak to them in public with respect. Bind yourself to the ones you love with promises kept and vows fulfilled. Open to them the gates of your heart, the doorway of your soul, and let them know you. So shall the ones you cherish feel your love, your presence, and your care.
Thank you. Great job. And we'll continue on page 40 with Mi Chamocha. Thank you,
Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malkutcha ra'u vanecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeli anu ve'amru Adonai yimrok leolam vaed.
And we'll continue now with Vishamru, page 46, as we remember Shabbat as a sign of the eternal covenant between God and the Jewish people.
Beshamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat v'bortam berit olam. השבת, לעשות את השבת, דורותם ברית עולם. בין יובינו וישראל, אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Pages 48 and the following pages in Hebrew. Please rise for tefillah.
Adonai sefaitativ taku fia gita hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh hakol, V'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, U'mevii gula livnei bneihem, Leman shemo b'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somek noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha b'gevurot, Umido melak, Melek memihit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah lakayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom yakalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Page 63. Kavanah from the Elul Psalms. Bring joy to my life of service when I turn to you for purpose and hope. God, teach me your path. Your truth will guide my steps. Point my heart toward awe. Your name, the center of my devotion. Page 64. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo tova. Eternal our God, remember us. Amen. Ufakdeinu vo livracha. Be mindful of us. Amen. V'hoshienu vo lechayim. And redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai machazir shchinato l'Tzion. Blessed are you whose divine presence is felt again in Zion. Page 70.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Chasim
תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון, לאור השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון, לאור השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה לשמומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
I'll take a moment now for individual silent prayer and reflection.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי, וגואלי.
A prayer of healing for loved ones. Mishaberach Avotenu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, U'yivarech v'yiraped kol cholei Yisrael v'kol cholei Adam. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are in need of healing. And on this Shabbat, we think especially of Geraldine Collins, Sue Frankel, Dr. Rubin Lewin, Dr. Norbert Pelk, Aaron Pelk, Mercy Pelk, Charlie Cogsworth, Ray Bai, Diane Bodiford, Alvin Stauber, Corinne Johnston, Diana Fernandez, Butch Horn, Naomi Harris, Sheila Dolgen, Gail Kapitolnik, Mark Castor. We also continue to think of those in Israel and Gaza and throughout the Middle East as we continue to pray for peace. If anyone has names to add, someone who is sick or injured in need of healing, please feel free to do so as I look in your direction. And those watching on live stream, if you have names, please feel free to mention them at this time as well. V'tishlach lehem refuah shlema, refuat nefesh, refuat haguf, v'nomar amen. May God grant all of them, the names we have read, the names that have been mentioned, those in our own hearts and minds, a complete and speedy healing, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. And we say, amen. We'll turn to page 77 for the singing of Misha Berach, prayer of healing for loved ones, led by Sherry Casper. And before our board installation, special part of our service this evening, I'd like to invite a member of our board, Sam Rosenberg, to share words of Dvar Torah with us.
Good evening. Tonight's Parsha is Kitavo, or this week's Parsha. For this one, I like the idea of God as our parent, as we so often pray. The Parsha opens after our 40 years in the desert. Finally, Moses has brought us to the Promised Land, the land of milk and honey. We're about to enter Disney World, a magical land of plenty. We've been blessed as a people, but family first, we need to have a little talk. Everyone gather around before we enter the gates. Let's not forget what made this possible. Everyone on their best behavior, we're going to walk slowly and orderly into this wonderful land, and we're going to have an incredible time. But let's get a few things straight first. The number one thing, we follow God. Doing that means first, before we enjoy this land of plenty of cotton candy and amusement rides, milk and honey, we give to God the first of our harvest. We also give regularly to the orphan, the widow, the Levite, the stranger. We remember that we were slaves. We ground ourselves in what we didn't have, and we see those that have not, and we give to them first, before we take for ourselves. That is honoring our God who made this possible. So what are the rules for Disney? Following God means no idolatry in secret, living an open and honest version of yourself. Following God means honoring your father and mother, not moving your neighbor's landmark to your benefit, not misdirecting a blind person nor subverting the rights of the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow. Following God means being pure, not striking down a fellow tribesperson in secret, nor accepting bribes for judgment. Basically, the overarching rule is, don't be greedy, don't be sneaky, I'll know. If you follow these rules and God, you will prosper. Your lands, your cities, your families, they'll overflow with abundance. But if you don't, like a strict parent, God promises punishment far beyond any reward. I can relate, cross the line, and God will not only cancel the trip to Disney World, but just you wait until we get home. Home being all the way back to Egypt in this case, the ultimate curse. Kitavo gives us 14 verses of blessings and 66 of curse. God knows the audience. As a people, we respond to negatives much stronger than to positives. Behavioral economists call this loss aversion, and God really leans in here to the discomfort of many a reader. These curses are not for the faint of heart, not just defeat and shame, but hunger, parental cannibalism, slavery, like an overly zealous parent trying to capture the imagination of us, his children. God gets really inventive with the consequences to try to impart to us that it is not in our best interest to misbehave. I like to think that in Kitavo, God gave us the roadmap with well-defined consequences of both listening and not listening. Supporting the stranger, the orphan, and the widow, not operating in secret, but presenting yourself as you are, supporting your community and living openly and honestly. If we all did that as a society, how wealthy would we be? How blessed would we be, not just by God, but by each other? How could we not prosper when we give to others before we take of wealth for ourselves? When we live openly and deal honestly with each other, what a blessed world that would be. So while God's blessing are promised for following God, I say they are also realized by following God's rules. I say this as a father. I'm not sure my children would agree yet, but if you listen to your parents, if you follow good advice, God's advice, good things will happen to you, good things will happen to all of us. If we follow these words as a community, then we will all be blessed, blessed by each other, but also through each other, through following God's rules of following Him, of being forthright and honest, being charitable, welcoming the stranger, and giving to the less fortunate. Through that, we can all be blessed together.
Thank you very much, Sam. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to your 4 sermons over the High Holy Days, right? After that. Give me a little break. No. But thank you for those important words. I just want to add a few words of my own before I call the board up. This is what we read, part of which we read in this week's portion, Kitavo. When you enter the land that the Eternal your God is giving you as a heritage, and you possess it and settle in it, you shall take some of the very first fruit of the soil, which you harvest from the land that the Eternal your God is giving you, put it in a basket, and go to the place where the Eternal your God will choose to establish the divine name. You shall then recite as follows before the Eternal your God. You may recognize this from the Seder. My father was a fugitive Aramean. He went down to Egypt with meager numbers and sojourned there. But there he became a great and very populous nation. The Egyptians dealt harshly with us and oppressed us. They imposed heavy labor upon us. We cried to the Eternal, the God of our ancestors, and the Eternal heard our plea and saw our plight, our misery, and our oppression. The Eternal freed us from Egypt by a mighty hand, by an outstretched arm and awesome power, and by signs and portents, bringing us to this place and giving us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Wherefore I now bring the first fruits of the soil, which you, Eternal One, have given me. So in our portion, Torah portion today, Kitavo, Moses addresses the Israelites as they prepare to enter the promised land. They are told to remember where they came from and to make offerings of their first fruits, their best, to show appreciation for their blessings. They are also told to tithe, regularly to give a portion of what they have to help others, especially the stranger, orphan, and widow, those most in need. The message is clear. Despite reaching the end of a journey and achieving success, in fact, because of this, one should always remember one's origins and commit to helping others who, like you, needed or will need help at some point. Now, this applies to us all, but it is especially applicable to our temple board members being installed tonight. In a sense, you, our board members, are like Moses, helping lead this congregation toward its promised land. Our role as leaders of our community is to remind others through word and personal example to remember the great and challenging history of Temple Israel and Jews everywhere, give in a timely, generous, humble, and wholehearted way to our temple family, both financially and with your time and skills. Express appreciation for the blessing and privilege of being part of this holy community, and to help support those in need in our midst. An appreciation for your caring, skill, and commitment, and to pray for your ongoing fortitude and passion for the true welfare of our congregation. I am honored to invite our board members that are here tonight to come forward to the ark and receive a blessing in front of the open ark from everyone here. Thank you. So I'll read some of this, and then there's parts for the board to respond. I'm going to open the ark. As the new board of Temple Israel, you have been called upon to join in the sacred task of serving as leaders of our Kehillah Kedosha, our holy community, striving to strengthen our congregational life. In your own unique and special way, each of you will contribute to the effectiveness of our joint communal endeavors. In a few moments, we will be turning toward the Sefer Torah and the Ark for Aleinu. The Torah is a reminder of our covenant with God. As we open this Ark, we remember that as leaders of our community, each of us must find our own way to affirm the great truths inherent in Torah. We must find a way to make these ancient words come alive for our generation, to help make Temple Israel a vibrant, engaging, and meaningful Jewish community for all who enter. In so doing, you are affirming your commitment to this sacred task. I'll ask you all to read this section together.
We ask God to guide us as we accept our roles as board members of this special community. We commit ourselves to continue making the values of Torah learning, Avodah, worship, and giving hospitality, acts of loving kindness accessible to all. Show respect and concern for everyone in our community. Strive for excellence in all of our endeavors. Foster a hospitable and caring congregational community. Seek ways to respond to the needs of the times by actively engaging people where they are. Work to make a difference in the local and rural community. Embrace and nurture and love of the people and the land of Israel.
God, our Creator, you have given us the gift of life and the privilege of serving our congregation through meaningful work.
Loving God, we accept these responsibilities of board membership with all it entails in Temple Israel. Grant us enthusiasm for the task you set before us. Give us the joy of good companionship and make us generous in our support of our colleagues. Open our hearts to accept all people, especially those most different from ourselves.
God, you have made us holy, created us in the divine image. In turn, we look upon ourselves and see the imprint of your hand and spirit on all that we do. We praise you and give you thanks, Adonai.
Loving God, let us experience your compassionate and gentle strength. Give us courage and make us eager to foster the mission, vision, and values of this congregation. so that all of our community may go from strength to strength.
Let us go forth, empowered by God, by each other, and by our community, to continue the sacred work in which we are now about to embark. Amen. And with that in mind, I ask this blessing upon each of you and all of you together. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light continue to shine upon you and reflect from each of you as you continue to inspire others through your work. And may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God continue to look upon you and guide you and our congregation to a life of wholeness and of peace, of shalom. Amen. I'll ask everyone to please rise as we join in Aleinu, page 78. Yeah. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahen, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshe v'karo b'shamayim imahot u'shchinatu zo begov hemeromim hu Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatu v'torato v'yadata hayom v'hashtevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim imad ve'aretz mitachat einod v'nemar v'hayadonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Mazel tov to everyone. Thank you. Page 81. Our mission is to plant ourselves at the gates of hope, not the prudent gates of optimism, which are somewhat narrower, nor the stalwart, boring gates of common sense, nor the strident gates of self-righteousness, which creak on shrill and angry hinges. People cannot hear us there, they cannot pass through. Nor the cheerful, flimsy garden gate of everything is going to be all right. but a different, sometimes lonely place of truth-telling about your own soul, first of all, and its condition, the place of resistance and defiance from which you see the world both as it is and as it could be, as it will be, and the place from which you glimpse not only the struggle, but the joy in the struggle. And we stand there beckoning and calling, telling people what we're seeing, asking them what they see. We remember this evening those who have passed away recently: Gail Velasco, Hilda Walker, and we continue to think of those who have tragically lost their lives in Israel and Gaza and throughout the Middle East. And we remember the yahrzeit, the anniversary of death of Eugene Ossoff, Stephen Jordan, Sheila Gusak, Andrew Scott Haddon, Norman Yud, Robert Replogel, Michael Ehrlichman, Deborah Hartley, Dr. Harold H. Smuckler, Danielle McDonald, Sarah Ruth Lefton, Lena Danowitz Meltzer, Furman Clark, Barbara Enfinger, Wilford Gilbert Midland, Diane Yariv, Helen Kaplan, Doris Winters, Henrietta G. Handmaker, Norma Waxman, Seymour Kant, Sarah Lewin, Yvette Gruberg, Robert Williams, Kenneth Wax, Howard Kay, Edward Barth, Barbara Ann Milberg. If anyone has other names to mention for Shloshim or for yahrzeit, please do feel free to mention as I look in your direction. And anyone who's watching on live stream, feel free to mention names at this time as well. For the names that we have read, the names that we have mentioned, for those in our own hearts and minds and those who have no one to say the words of Kaddish for them, we turn to page 86, and there we find words praising God for the gift of life and the memories we have of loved ones. It's our custom, as many are doing, to stand, if you choose, in support of those in mourning, and as well if you choose to join in reading these words together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kedusha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata b'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace bestow peace on all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say, amen. Please be seated. And I'd like to invite President of our congregation once again, Claudia Blackburn, to share some greetings and announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And to those of you live streaming, Shabbat Shalom. So I'd like to start by thanking Rabbi Sidlovsky for organizing this tonight and making it all happen, and for your wise words, things that we should take to heart, a prayer that's really meaningful. And thank you to Cathy Levenson and Howard Rubin and Angel Armendi for the beautiful music tonight, and for your patience with the sound system, which is still recovering from an electrical shock. So just a few announcements. Tomorrow there will be
a Shabbat morning service at 10 a.m. with Rabbi Sidlavsky. There'll be a vegetarian potluck kiddush luncheon following the service. And many thanks to the Board of Trustees for sponsoring the Oneg tonight. The high holy days are right around the corner, so please take a schedule with you. And don't forget to contact Alex at programs@templeisraeltlh.org if you want to sign up to volunteer. We need greeters, inside, outside. We have all kinds of things that have to be covered for the holidays. So please, please, please sign up if you can. And then very special mitzvah opportunity. We always have we really, really enjoy this and have a good turnout. And I hope this year is the same. And that is Meals on Wheels on September the 7th, which is Labor Day. So the staff at Meals on Wheels gets to take the day off and we take over and deliver the food. And it's just a great way to meet people you wouldn't ordinarily meet. And they have a good contact with the Jewish community, which is rare for a lot of them. So definitely encourage you to participate. If you want to participate, you can contact Aoife White. Aoife, she's right there. And it's aoife.b.white@gmail.com. And I believe it's in the Temple Times. It's kind of hard to take notes during announcements, during services. So also we're welcoming everybody back to Hebrew school. Know that the spinning dreidel is open on Sundays when Hebrew school is open. And there's all kinds of stuff there for both parents, children, and anybody else that is interested in shopping for all things Judaica. We're so happy that you're here. We hope that you feel connected to our temple. I had thoughts while Rabbi was talking about leadership and Sam was talking, just this whole notion that the board is responsible for everything. My definition of leadership is that it's not positional. It's about actionship. And everybody's a leader. Everybody can see something that needs to be done and they can see what they can do about it. I'm not saying just go off on your own and do stuff, but we certainly need people with initiative, and we need that kind of commitment from everybody. We also need your annual commitment if you haven't made it yet. There's still plenty of time, so we invite you to support Temple Israel through your annual commitment, and you can do that through the Temple Times or through the website, lots of different ways. Rabbi's Intro to Judaism class and Adult Bar Mitzvah sign up are now available in the Temple Times or on the website. And we are really trying to develop our Avodah network, which is a network of volunteers. And Alex has provided lots of different ways that you can sign up for that. There's a QR code on the flyer in the service leaflet for more information. And also on your service leaflet is information about the gala. You may think, is this a mystery date? Have we not figured out when we're having this? We are having it. Yeah. Go ahead.
December 12th, everyone. December 12th. It is a real date. I don't know why it's not there, but it's a real date.
December 12th, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So start thinking about what you're going to wear, and it's really going to be a lot of fun. Sherry and her team have put a lot of effort into this, and so I'm really looking forward to it. So there is something for everyone at Temple Israel. Did I forget any announcements? Okay. Shabbat Shalom.
Claudia, and I want to say special thank you, Cathy, Howard, Angel, for the beautiful music, as always. Thank you, Sam, for the wonderful Devar Torah, Michael for blowing shofar so beautifully, and to everyone who participated this evening. Ryan, awesome job, great reading, ready for bar mitzvah tomorrow, right? And thank you to all our board members for coming tonight and for sponsoring our oneg. We're looking forward to joining together after the service. So we are going to have as our final song Adon Olam, page 93.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivrak li'ed nasa v'chefsa kol azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra v'acharei kitlot hakol Levado yimloch nora, vehu haya, vehu hove, vehu yiyeh betifara, vehu yiyeh betifara, vehu echad v'ein sheni, leham shilo, lehachbira, Eli Reshit, Eli Tachlit, Velo Haoz, Vehamizra, Velo Haoz, Vehamizra, Vehu Eli, Vechayal Goali, Vetzur Chevli, V'etzara, Vehu Nisi, Umanos li, Menat kosi beyom ekra, Menat kosi beyom ekra, Beyado afkid ruchi, Be'etishan be'ayira, Be'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li be'lo ira, Adonai li be'lo ira.
Rabbi Garfine, would you come to lead us in Kiddush, please? Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. God, we ask that you give us strength as our ancestors before us, as they prepared to enter the promised land. May we, as we prepare as a community to enter this important time, continue to remember our past and who brought us here, remember our obligations to the present and to the future, and may doing so help lead us to a time of shalom, of wholeness, and of peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ba'asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho, V'ava uvratzon hintilanu, zikaron lemase v'reshit, ki hu yom techila l'mikrei kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, ki vanu b'charta, Yotanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'rat
Ratzon in Chaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Shabbat shalom to everyone. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. I didn't write it down, but yeah, I think probably put them. There's probably a table outside.
I'm gonna go mute the whole system before Oh, he's not yet. It's gonna be about 9:30. So I'll go the owner about a few minutes. Now they're coming from Birmingham, so they have to wait till the boys get out of school.
Watch this.